So I'm here today to talk to you about lab safety. Lab safety is one of the most important things that we need to talk about in my classroom. So we're going to go through the lab safety protocols. You have this document in the Files tab. So if you want to go to the Files tab and have this open as well, you can have both screens open, or you can just follow along with the video. You will have to take a lab safety quiz, which you will have to get 100% of the questions correct. That being said, you get to take the lab safety quiz as many times as you need to in order to get 100% of the questions correct. Okay? It's really important that you know what to do and that I feel confident that you know what to do in case something wrong happens in the lab. So first things first, food and drink in my classroom. On a daily basis, when class is going on, you may only have water. Okay, only water in a container that closes securely. Okay, so something like this would be acceptable. It's not going to spill anywhere. If you just have an open container of some sort or something that's open with like a straw in it, I really don't like those. You can spill things and it's not very safe. And there is absolutely no eating in my classroom whatsoever, regardless of whether it's a lab or not a lab. Once we're in the lab, now we're in the lab area, there is no food or drink whatsoever. And on some lab days, depending on the lab that we're doing, you can't even chew gum. I will give you a heads up as to when that might be happening. But for the most part, there's absolutely no food or drink allowed, even water, in the lab area of my classroom. It must stay in the front. All right, so now we're in the lab area again, and we're gonna talk about the next step here, and that is if you have loose dangling clothing. Okay, if I had really big sleeves on my jacket here, if my hair was really long, say I have this beaker here, I wouldn't want my long hair to like accidentally dip into whatever's inside my beaker. That would be really bad. Also, if you have a hoodie, your strings from your hoodie, you want to tuck those inside. You also don't want those to come down and fall into anything that you're doing. If you have hair that comes over your face, comes down really long, covers your eyes, even one of your eyes, you have to pull that back. Because again, if I'm trying to read what's on this here, I don't want my hair getting down into anything and getting in a chemical accidentally. Another thing is goggles. Anytime that we're using glassware, we're heating something up, any kind of chemical, goggles need to be on our eyes. Okay, I know it's much more fashionable to wear them up here, but they need to stay on your eyes. I have a huge bucket of goggles, tons of different styles to choose from. Students who wear regular eyeglasses still have to wear goggles, but you get first choice of what goggles are going to fit most comfortably. I have shields that go over, I have all sorts of stuff. You will find something that's comfortable for you, okay? So if you're in the lab, 100% of the time, if there's glassware, we're heating something up, there's a chemical, goggles are on the entire length of the lab, okay? No questions about that. Another rule is to not touch or taste anything. You know, this might look like a harmless little glass of water, so I'm not gonna like stick my face in it. If I wanna smell something in the lab, I kind of hold my nose away from it and I just do this. And I kind of waft the smell. You don't ever wanna go so close to a chemical like that. Bad idea. You don't wanna accidentally drink anything, eat anything, you know, stick your finger in it. We have stirring tools, we have everything you need to be able to safely do the things that the lab requires. Okay, so that's that. If you have any kind of injury, even if it's just a paper cut, it seems silly, you don't know what other chemicals might have been left on this table prior to your lab. You don't know necessarily what all the chemicals are that you're using. So even if you get something like a paper cut, you must tell me. Very important. Or if your lab partner gets an injury, somebody must notify me right away so that I can take the proper precautions, have you wash it out, send you to the nurse if I need to, whatever it is, but that's my choice to make. I have to make that determination, not you, so you must report all injuries to me, okay? If you accidentally touch something, let's say that I accidentally bump my lab partner and this spills and I get a little bit of this chemical on my bare arm. The two things that you're gonna do first of all, this is your time to yell in the lab. You're going to say, "Ms. Stankiewicz, I spilled something," or "I got chemical on my arm, I touched something that I shouldn't have," nice and loud so I can hear it wherever I am in the lab in case I'm working with another group. Second thing, you are going to immediately go to a sink and start rinsing it off just with water. Okay, so just water in the sink, run water, keep running water over it until I come over and assess the situation and let you know what the next step is to do. Okay, so that's if you accidentally touch something in the lab that you're not supposed to. So the next thing on our list is if we accidentally get something in our eyes. Okay, again, you're going to have goggles on, so you're not going to have to worry about this, but I have to show you this anyways, just in case. So let's say you get something in your eyes accidentally. First and foremost, if you have contact lenses, those must be removed first. Okay, you cannot use the emergency eye wash if you have contact lenses in. If you cannot take them out yourself, I will take them out for you. Okay, so that is something that I will need to know ahead of time, is if you have contact lenses. This is our emergency eye wash station over here next to my classroom door. It works very simply. It has covers on it right now, but as soon as you push this lever forward, it's going to be noisy, the water will open those, and you can see the water that's streaming out of them. We don't need to keep that on for now. When you use the emergency eye wash, the purpose of it is to get all that water flowing right into your eyes. Okay? Imagine you're, standing in front of the hose in the summertime and someone's spraying you in the eyes with water. What's your instinct going to be? It's going to be to close your eyes. Okay? So my job, if you're needing assistance with this, may be to just hold your head kind of over this to keep your face in the right location so that the water gets in your eyes. And the second thing, if I see that you are keeping your eyes closed, I will very gently just ask you or myself, open your eyes so that we make sure that the water is able to do what it's supposed to do, and to keep your eyes open so that they can get flushed out with the fluid. Okay? The water is pretty warm. It's a comfortable temperature for your eyes, so it's not like ice cold or really, really hot that's going to be shooting into your face. But that's how the emergency eye wash works, and it is only for that purpose if you get something, a chemical, a large quantity of a chemical in your eye. All right, so a couple more things here. If you spill something, so let's say you're working with this and you accidentally spill a bunch of the water on the floor here, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to stay right there with the spill, no matter how small it is, and you're going to let me know that you've spilled something, okay? So you don't want to walk away from the spill, because if you walk away from the spill, then somebody else could slip in it and then they could fall, and that's even worse, okay? So you're going to stay with it, whatever it is on the floor. You're going to notify me, and then we'll come over, I'll get you some paper towels, and we'll clean everything up, okay? Same thing if you break some glass. Okay, let's say that accidentally this spills, this drops inside the sink while you're trying to clean it, or you're walking over here and it accidentally slips and you have broken glass everywhere. Number one, tell me, again, you've got to yell to me to let me know that there's broken glass on the floor or inside the sink. You do not ever touch the broken glass yourself. That is my job to clean up, okay? As the adult, that is my job to clean it up. Your job is to tell me and to stay with it, just like if you spilled something. So spills and broken glass are the same. You stay with it and you notify the teacher immediately. Okay, so that's what you do for those. If at the end of the lab, let's say that this was a mixture, it had some solid pieces in it as well as the liquid. Okay, this is something, if it's a mixture of the two, we are not going to dump it down the sink drain, because then those solid chunks could get stuck in there and it could clog the sink drains. It could make it really smelly in my classroom. Some of the things that we work with are not the cleanest things. They could get a little smelly. If it's just 100% liquid, it can go right down the sink drain. Okay? If it's a mixture, there's a giant trash barrel that will be in here. It's okay to pour some liquid into that trash can, the designated big blue trash can on wheels. When in doubt, throw it in the trash. Okay, I'd rather you not have big chunks being poured down my sink drains. All right, last couple of things here. We're in the home stretch. So first and foremost, in a lab, everything is very serious. There is no fooling around whatsoever, and there will be zero tolerance for fooling around in the lab. So no jumping around, no dancing, nothing like that, okay? You have to be serious, you have to be focused. There could be chemicals, there could be heated glassware. There are dangerous things that happen in the lab, and it's very important that you take it very seriously. I take it very seriously, and if I feel that your behavior is inappropriate in the lab, then your ability to do future labs will be evaluated. Okay, you may be asked to sit out of a lab if your behavior is not appropriate for a laboratory setting. Okay, so you've successfully completed your lab. We have everything here to do our cleanup. So there's a particular order that we have to clean everything up. So first we're going to make sure that all of anything we use today gets cleaned. So we're going to wash it out in the sink. We're going to use a little bit of dish soap. We're going to clean it out with a sponge. We're going to wash it all out. And then we're going to leave it on a paper towel for it to dry. Right? It's just going to sit there to dry. After we've done that, now we're going to clean off our workspace. So we're going to use our spray cleaner. We're going to spray everything down that we used. We're going to wipe it all so that it's nice and clean. We're going to throw that away. Okay? When we go to throw this paper towel away in the trash, we're going to take our gloves off at the same time. Okay? Proper way to take your gloves off is to go one finger. Well, actually, no, you're going to pinch this. Pinch this right here, and you're going to pull it over. And look, that paper towel disappeared now. It's inside my glove. And with this hand, because now this hand does not have a glove anymore, I'm going to reach underneath so that I'm not touching anything that might be on the outside. And I'm going to pull it over, and look, that other glove disappears right inside there as well. So now I have 2 gloves and a paper towel wrapped into one bundle, and I'm only touching the inside part that was on my skin and not touching any of the chemicals that might have been on the outside of this. Okay, so you're going to properly throw this away in the trash container. Then I'm going to go over to this white cabinet over here, and this is where I'm going to place my goggles. This is a sanitizer, so the goggles will get clean for the next person who has to wear them. After that, even though you just wore gloves, you're still going to wash your hands. There could have been a small little tear in the glove. You still have to be careful. So you're going to wash your hands with hand soap at the sink with as warm a water as you can tolerate for 30 seconds. That's the minimum, is 30 seconds. 30 seconds is about how long it takes you to sing happy birthday to yourself in your head 2 times. Okay, please don't sing happy birthday out loud. Sing it to yourself 2 times, and that's as long as you should be over here scrubbing and washing your hands for. A couple other things. There is a fire extinguisher. It is located over by my door. You just need to know where it is. You would not ever be asked to use it. If I needed it, I may ask you to go get it and bring it to me, but an adult in the room would be the one to use the fire extinguisher. In addition to that, above the emergency eye wash is an emergency shower that is only to be used if you become doused head to toe in a dangerous chemical. The likelihood of that happening in this classroom is 0. It's also not a toy to play with. It is the water comes out, it's gallons of water per second, so it's not like your shower at home. It is designed to literally douse you and flush out any chemicals that might be on you. So we're going to keep away from that unless we absolutely have to. And then the last instruction is if there is an evacuation or a fire alarm, you're going to go out the door of my classroom and you are going to take a right down the hallway towards the double doors. You're going to go through a couple sets of double doors, past the central office where the superintendent is, and you're going to go outside in the parking lot. So I think that's it for lab safety. I think I've covered it all. If you have questions, please let me know. You can also refer to the document that goes along with this. It goes in the same order as this, and use this information to prepare yourself for the quiz that you have to take on this. Good luck.